My name's Jordan Wylie. I'm a former King's Royal Hussar. I spent 10 years in the British Armed Forces. I'm going to be running dangerously in 2018. I ran a 10K in Somalia in February, and I run a half marathon solo in Iraq in May. So the next part of running dangerously, I'm going to be heading to Afghanistan for a full marathon, which I'm sure will be my toughest challenge yet on this project. Afghanistan is still a country that is still quite unstable in many respects. It's an area or a region that the Taliban have had a heavily influence in for many years. So there are lots of security considerations, and as a former military man, I'm continually assessing the risks. But security is only one risk. I was also diagnosed with epilepsy over 12 months ago, so that's another risk that we have to manage. You know, the pressure and the conditions and the stress on my body, again, it could have a negative impact, and we won't know until we do that. So we're going to be running at altitude 3,500 feet above sea level, so it's an array of risks that have to be managed, but I think that's all part of the challenge and the excitement that makes it an interesting project. The most challenging thing that I've encountered today is the heat. You know, I knew it was going to be hot. I've served in and worked in these countries before, but I guess I've never tried to run half marathons or long distances. So I think the heat was one of the things that I perhaps underestimated, and I've tried to improve my performance and training for Afghanistan as a result of what I learned in Iraq. I'm not a professional athlete. It's not something, running isn't part of my normal lifestyle. You know, I love adventure and I love new challenges. I'm certainly not a professional runner by any means, which is one of the challenges in itself for me. But in terms of training, you know, I get out there every day. I find going for a run just for 30-40 minutes a day is really good for the mind as well. You know, it helps clarity of thought. It allows me to organise what I'm doing that day. It allows me to reflect. It allows me to think about what's important, where I'm going in my life. So I think running in general has got a lot of benefits, not just to keep fit. Timekeeping is an important aspect of every part of my life. Being a former military man, you know, my life, I try and run it like clockwork. Everything's, and that goes down to self-discipline as well. You know, so I have quite a strict routine. When I get up in the morning, I go for my run, because I'm quite a busy person in my day-to-day life as well. So timekeeping is everything. It's one of the few things in the world that you can't ever buy more of. You know, you can always earn more money, but you can never buy more time. So especially having a young daughter, I've come to learn over the last few years that time is the ultimate resource that you have to manage as best as you can, because we don't get more of it, so we have to make the most of every bit of time that we get. I'm very grateful to Bremont and everybody who's got behind this project, so big thank you. War Child, UNICEF, the Darlington Foundation, and Frontline Children, a new charity who are being built. They are charities that provide education access to people in conflict zones, and they do a really good job. And I think there's something to be said about providing children with education, because these are children who, on the face of it, appear to not have much going for them in terms of positive outlook in life. So to provide them with an education, it not only inspires hopes, but potentially changes their lives for the future. I understand that I'm not going to change the world here with this project, but I can change the world for a handful of people, and I think if you can make a difference, then you should make a difference, and that's what we're trying to do with this project.